Family, friends and associates of the Gupta brothers have confirmed to the SABC that Ajay Gupta is currently in India. He reportedly landed in New Delhi over the weekend and he is currently believed to be in his hometown of Saharanpur. And we're also learning that Ajay Gupta may have come to India to attend some sort of religious pilgrimage. His nephew Varun Gupta had also approached authorities in South Africa last week seeking permission to come to India for a religious event. Now, in the past, the friends and family members of the Gupta brothers have told the SABC that all three brothers are quite religious, and every time they visit their hometown of Saharanpur, they make it a point to go to a temple in that city that they're building in the memory of their father. Now, as far as this particular visit is concerned, it's not unusual for the Gupta brothers to come to India at least 4 to 5 times in a year. But what makes this visit so significant is the fact that it's the first time that any Gupta brother is in the country ever since their properties were raided across India by tax officials. Now, we don't quite know whether tax authorities and agencies in India will try and summon Ajay Gupta again. We've not heard from them on this regard, but when those raids had taken place, the Gupta brothers were issued several summons, all of which they had missed, stating that they couldn't come to India because they had a very busy schedule, and we'll have to wait and see whether or not they make the time to go to these tax officials while Ajay Gupta is in India this week for that religious pilgrimage. Meanwhile, South Africa's Minister for Home Affairs has said that his government is working to hold the Gupta brothers accountable and that they will have to come back to South Africa to face the charges levied against them.
I have met with the Minister of Police and the Minister of Justice to discuss the issue of their documentation and ensure that we can be able to bring them back to the country. The Minister of Justice and the Minister of Police made it very clear that we must not tamper with the investigations taking place, and we must ensure that, if we revoke their citizenship or their permanent residency at the present moment, it will mean that the police are no longer able to summon them to come and face and answer to the various allegations which have been leveled against them.
Now, India does have an extradition treaty with South Africa, and in the past, the Indian government has said that it will do whatever it can to help the Cyril Ramaphosa government on this front, but we've not seen any movement as far as that request is concerned. Meanwhile, we've also managed to make contact with a very close associate of Ajay Gupta, and he's told the SABC that while Ajay Gupta does not want to speak to the media, he has been following the SABC's coverage of the allegations of state capture. The associate told me that the Guptas maintain their innocence and they have denied all wrongdoing. The Guptas also maintain that they are not fugitives and they have nothing to hide, and that they owe the media no explanations. They say they're fighting for their innocence in South African courts, and that they're confident that eventually their name will be cleared and that they will be vindicated, and that's when they say they will go back to South Africa. Neha Punia, SABC News, New Delhi.